already been introduced. Here you can see the staff are working with me in the Department of Natural Resource and Agronomy, and they have put this just for introduction. Next, please. Okay. Tari Kiba has been using the meteorological data, and the Tari is a Tanzania Agricultural Research Institute, established 2016. 2018 started to work, and it's aimed to enhance and strengthen agricultural research system in Tanzania, but also to develop, disseminate the technology, innovation, and the management practices to address the needs of the farmers and the other stakeholders. But also it is mandated to conduct and regulate, promote and coordinate all agricultural research activities conducted by public, private research institute or organization like TMA and the AWMO. So you can see that we are working in a diverse way, but all along in agricultural research. Next, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, okay. So Tari Kiba is among 18 Tari centers, is among 18 Tari centers, and it deals, or it has a national mandate to conduct sugarcane research and roots and tuber crops. But also, as I said before, that it is utilized the meteorological data or climate services from TMA. And these data are helping us to plan and implement research activity. Despite of that, this research activities is basically the experiment. And in that line, there's land preparation, planting, harvesting of crops so that we can obtain data without losing them. And these are depending on the availability of rainfall, temperature, and the other weather parameter. Next, please. And next slide, please. Okay, there's a problem in Tanzania. We have experienced yield fluctuation in sugarcane and other crops. But also there is emergence of new pests and disease like yellow sugarcane aphid. It has never happened in our sugarcane fields, but there's worms, basically these African worms and the others, and also the disease of smut. It has been well pronounced during these climate variation seasons. Despite of that, we have unreliable predictions of setting of the season. We can plan this depending on the cropping calendar, but the setting are changing now and then. So we think that the climate change lead to the change in strategic crop management, because you can arrange this and the next time there's a changes. So it is very difficult to cope with the situation. That is a problem. Next, please. Despite of the problem, next slide, please. Okay, despite of that situation in Tanzania, it is also recorded in other areas like in Fiji and in Florida, in USA, where there's changes in fluctuation in the crop yield and the other crop production problem associated with the climate change. But to say that Tari Kiba, in collaboration with the TMA and the WMO, we think we can collaborate and do research in order to get a reliable prediction of sugarcane yield with response to climate change. And these are necessary for planning, adaptation strategy, and sustainable production. However, the impact of climate change has been conducted in cereals and legume only, and there are very few or not known information on the impact of sugarcane and the other crops. So we think that to identify and evaluate the impact of climate change on sugarcane cropping using climate data from TMA will help us to design the mitigation measures for adaptation and sustainability. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so we think we can do the project with the main objective to assess the impact of climate change on sugarcane productivity for adaptation strategy and the sugarcane, but also we can work on different specific objectives in order to collect information on awareness and availability of climate information to farmers, but also to project crop productivity for sugarcane by using available crop models. And also through this, we can design mitigation measures for sustainable crop production and also capacitate user departments on how to use the climate information in their agricultural research activities, also agricultural production. So we think that we can conduct this research or collect this data in area of Manyara, Morogoro, and the Kagera region. So from the previous speaker, my presentation is now simplified. So we have arranged and we have proposed activity to be conducted in order to reach our main objective. And this includes preparation of questionnaire, also conducting focus group discussion and the participatory rural appraisal so that we can accrue more information. So we think we can reach more than 600 farmers randomly in the area where I have mentioned them, so that we can have this information for modeling. Next, please. So after doing that, we think by using those information, we can go to establish sugarcane, forecasting sugarcane activity, which can help us to strategize on how to deal with the change of the climate and the fluctuation of the yield. So this model, we think we can utilize the information from different sources as the Ministry of Agriculture, FAOSTAT, Sugar Board of Tanzania, and the Sugar Estate. Also, we can collect the data from TMA for that reason. And at the end of the day, we wish to get the model or to simulate the crop model, which can help us to do the focusing of the production as well as yield in order to help us to combat our problem of yield fluctuation. And at the end of the day, we think that we can do capacity building, as the last speaker said, that many farmers, they do have information, but the information they are using, they are not such relevant to them. So by using the information we have obtained and the model we are going to establish, we think that we can train the farmers, extension officers, and the researchers so that they can utilize this information, and at the end of the day, there will be a sustainability of the project after the lapse of the project. That is our expectation. So we do expect that. Next, please. We do expect that we can have information which are available and updated to farmers, but also we can have the information on the projection of the crop productivity for the 100 years, but at least we can have 3 mitigation measures which will be identified for the adaptation of the crop productivity. At last, we think that this study can involve PhD student, at least one, MSc masters, MSc student and a BS student, but at least we can reach 50 farmers in the sugarcane farming who will understand the weather information or climate service information given to them through different media. And despite of that, I would like to put forward what the management of TARI is expecting. As you have indicated that TARI is going to be the partner in this project or collaborator in this project. So we expect that with this goal of developing the climate services for agricultural sector in Tanzania, and they tailor them to the local farmers' needs, TARI is a very important collaborator in that, and it has potential because it's the one who is utilizing the data and also can synthesize the data so that can fit to the farmers. And therefore, engagement of TARI in this project is very crucial, and we aspire to work with you in these areas. And at the end of the day, hello, next please, hello, next please, next slide, next slide. So we think that through this project, TARI will be able to access the updated information, and again, share with the other stakeholders for improvement of agricultural productivity and its sustainability. We would like to acknowledge the cooperation we have obtained from WMO and the TMA. And also we thank the Tanzania Agricultural Research Institute management for giving us or allowing us to collaborate you in this Focus Africa project. Thank you.